left-handed shears. I've got two up, and I've had two requests to show you how I sharpen left-handed shears. So I'm going to sharpen these two for the two requests. There may be others of you that want to see how we sharpen left-handed shears, and I'm going to sharpen one on the Cymek HD, and I'll do one on the Cymek Junior. So we'll have two, and two. So lefties, this isn't for left-handed sharpeners. We're talking about left-handed shears. Let's begin with the difference between left-handed shears and right-handed shears. Left-handed shears, the blade crosses left over right. So I usually, if I have somebody coming here for training, I'll take their hands and I'll actually cross them. And left over right is the way a left-handed shear crosses. A right-handed shear crosses right over left. The other way to remember it is a right-handed shear, the sharp edge of the top blade that's facing you is going to be on the right side. So if I'm looking at this shear here, no matter where I turn it over, the top blade, the edge is going to be on the right side, and then the blade crosses right over left. A lefty, no matter which way I turn it, the sharp edge is on my left side, and it crosses left over right. Got it? So let's see what we do about sharpening these. So it's actually very little difference between doing the lefty and a righty. It's just you have to stand on your head and do it backwards. No, not really. Not quite that bad. Let's start with the shear first, and then we'll do the thinning shear on the Cymek Junior. So it's always good to test him. Now I did have someone put in a comment and they criticized me for holding this in my right hand to test a left-handed shear. If you pull your thumb out, it doesn't matter which hand really you have it in, because I'm not giving it any cross pressure. Now this one is loose, which may be the problem. Now I'm not hearing this click. It may be this screw is in wrong too. There was one, I shot a bunch of videos yesterday from the same, came in from the same sharpener, and see, that's not cutting. But see, it wouldn't really matter if I was holding my left hand or my right hand, because see, it's, if I'm just pulling it out and just pushing down without any pressure, it really doesn't matter. And it's easier for me to use my right hand. So this definitely doesn't cut at all. I'm thinking that screw is in there wrong as well. So let's take it apart, and we're going to do the Rideline first. Yeah, yesterday, I should have sharpened these yesterday, but I did a bunch of sharpening, and more came in, and I was not in the mood for sharpening. Yeah, I took the morning off, got my nails done. I said, you know what? Oh, yep, same problem, same problem. Let you zoom in here so you can see what's going on. We had this problem on the shear yesterday. The little, I call it internal clicker plate, ICP. It's backwards. The little nipple should stick up, and it's actually sticking down. You see the little, that's the internal clicker plate. That little piece is down. It should be sticking up. That's one of the reasons it wasn't cutting. So, taking that out, let's see, was there a washer in here? Yep, there's a washer. So let me clean this up like I normally would any shear, whether it's right or left. I like to wipe it off with alcohol, and then color it in with my Cymek edge marker. Now I'm the only one here right now. I'm not sure where everybody has gone. I think they went to lunch. So I may have to jump up, we'll see. I've colored in my edge. I'm going to clean up my stone a little bit. This is my Nagura stone. This does not flatten it, but it sort of cleans it up. Get some of the metal out of it. And it's good in between. And it creates this sharpening mud, which gives me a better ride line. So I'm holding this in my left hand. And I'm putting the pressure over the pivot hole. The worst I ever cut myself was doing a left-handed shear with my right hand, and I came down here and I got my finger. And that's the worst I think I've ever cut myself sharpening. And it was one of those days that it was so bad I was like, okay, I'll go home for the rest of the day. And it wasn't a day like yesterday where I would like to have gone home early. So that rod line looks really, really weird. Ugh. Let me let you look at this, because I don't think I've ever seen this before. Yeah, this is a first. It looks like I've got the ride line, but you see it's still red right on the edge. So it almost looks like someone has ramped it or something or other. Hello? Hey! Back here shooting this video with these left-handed shears. Sorry we forgot to take you to lunch.
Huh?
Sorry we left without you going to lunch.
Yeah, sorry. Went and got my own lunch.
Aw.
You shooting videos, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Want to say hello?
Hello. Hello there.
Where'd you go to lunch?
My pie.
Oh, yeah. You got pizza when I wasn't with them.
Yeah. Okay, when you get through with that, I need to talk to you about something.
Okay. Yeah, we'll chat. I got these lefties I got to do.
Okay.
Need to go out today to the gentleman you talked to yesterday that wanted the Jaguars. Yeah, there's something really, really weird with this tip. I'm thinking I'll remove enough metal to get below wherever that ride line's not touching. There's something just really, really off on this blade that I haven't seen before. But see, I'm not seeing it on this edge. I'm only seeing it on this blade, not that one. Weird, weird, weird. Now, onto my machine. What I had to do a minor adjustment on here. So, don't let your machine get this dusty, dirty as mine does. See, this is pretty nasty. I need to blow it off. I can put this back on this side if I want to, or just leave it off, which most of the time I just leave it off. My favorite one, a Warren 800. I might want to cover my stone over so it doesn't get dirty. Coming in from here. These are Kenchiis, and I think they're fairly decent quality, so I'm going to do them at 45. The ones I did yesterday were pretty low quality, and I did them at 40. Oh, I might need something more aggressive than this Warren 800, because I've got to take a little bit off at the tip, don't I? Remove that part where the ride line was crazy. So I'm coming in here. I might want to take my light and move it to the other side. It's kind of hard getting your light exactly where you want it when you're doing lefties. So I'm coming in this direction, see? And it looks weird because you see how this is like in front of my plate. And as far as the direction of my machine, it says lefty, so I'm going the opposite direction. So I'm going this way, counterclockwise. And I go a little slower just because I'm not used to doing lefties, and I don't want to make any mistakes. Oh, I'm nowhere near a burr. Let me drop it down to 40. and go to something a little bit more aggressive. What do I have over here? That's a fresh 800. I'll go with a fresh 800. Cushion plate, because this is convex. When I set my clamp, I set my angle, and I can rock it so I don't go beyond that. Yeah, even at 40 and going with a fresh 800, nowhere near the edge. What do I have that's coarser? Let me go get something. I'll be right back. 400 grit, and then I have some 600 grit. I think I'm going to need to use the 400 grit. This pulls off Velcro. Cushion plate, because I want that convexy shape. Now this is going to leave a lot more scratches on this blade, so I'm definitely going to have to go down to the finer grit. I almost went the wrong direction. You're so used to going clockwise. See the difference in the sound? I still don't have a burr. What angle did he do these at? Oh no. I have to go a little bit faster. Maybe spray a little water on it so it doesn't overheat. Have a burr from here to here. I don't at the tip. And this is the one that had the weird Rideline, remember? So I'm going to take more off the tip. I don't want to lift up too much, because then I'll make it extra pointy. And it's already starting to get a little bit pointy. Still don't have a burr at the tip. There's some unusual sharpening going on with these shears. I don't know if it's equipment or technique, but it's taken a little bit to fix these. Okay, I've got a burr all the way down, but I've got a lot of deep scratches. So I'm going to try to get them out. I'm going first to my fresh 800. And I'm not worried about staying at the edge, although that's heating up really fast on me, which tells me maybe this has spent too much time. On the grinder. Maybe a little bit more on this one. Working on cosmetics at this point. It's funny how it's always been one way versus the other. This way it's always that way. So that's not. So now I'm back to my stone. Wet it good. Don't soak it. You soak it only for about 20 minutes. Cleaning it up. And all I'm doing is pulling my burr off at this point, but I'm still holding it in my left hand. The worst sharpening you do when you go behind another sharpener that maybe not be doing it right is the worst kind of sharpening out there. And that's what I do a lot of. Got 2 more I need to do today to get them out in the mail. Now I'm adjusting. Did you notice I adjusted the top? I just did it automatically without thinking. I might put some more polish on here. This is more cosmetic than anything else, once again. Might have to address something on the tip when I get done. Oh, that polished up better than I expected. Alright. Let's go for the other blade. Now the polishing leaves a little residue behind, so I want to clean that off. And it shows some scratches, but ooh, feels really, really rough. Now buffer. And I'll put a little oil on it, put these back together. Alright, now this is where I'm going to hold it in my left hand because I want to cut any burrs off. This isn't testing it, I'm actually giving it a nice cut. And yeah, those tips don't come together. That doesn't surprise me at all. Let's see how we're starting with this though. I said I can hold this in my right hand because I'm not going to put my thumb in the hole. So I'm pulling my thumb out. See, now this is a good example how you can pass the wet tissue test perfectly. And it's like, oh, well, these cut, they're fine. But if you look close, the tips don't come together. I don't know if you can see that, but they definitely don't come together. Now I can take off something off the bumper, but it's a screw-in bumper. I can bend the handles, or I can shorten it. I'm going to try a little bit of bending the handle. I want to bend the handle out, so I make this look like an arrow. And I bend it. Oh, that bends easy. Some of these just bend super easy. Whoa, that bends super easy. Tip cut's fine. Okay, so these are done. Now we're going to go to the Sharpening Junior and sharpen the thinning shears. So here's the Sharpening Junior. I move mine over, and this is similar clamp in that it rotates and rocks. You have the arm is on a bar here, so you have a little less, to me it's a little bit more cumbersome, but some people like this style. If I was doing a right-handed blade, this would be here. But left-handed blade, I'm going to move this down, and it's the opposite way. And then we're going to go the reverse direction, which will be this way. So, once again, here's our thinning shear. I'm going to test it on some hair and see where we're starting. My thumb is out. This doesn't cut bad at all. I think I would have left it alone, but we sell these little cups. I like them because there's a magnet under it, because of course the magnet won't fit on here. It goes on the other machine, but it does hold the screws a little bit. It's not a strong magnet, so it's not going to magnetize your parts, but it will hold your parts in one place. And there's a washer in here. Yes, there's a washer. Same as before. I'm going to clean them up. I'm only going to mark the one blade with my marker. Jean's talking about me in there. Are y'all like that when you hear somebody in your family, somebody you love, and you hear their voice and it's just like it's so loud? And it's probably not loud to you at all. Yeah, yesterday I was not in the mood to sharpen, but today I took the morning off, got my nails done. Are they pretty? Went to lunch with my youngest daughter. And then if I'm going to take it apart and do that blade, I might as well go ahead and do a few strokes here. Now the Cymek, the spatter guard comes off or you can clean it. On the Cymek Junior, Cymek HD, the Cymek Junior, this doesn't come off. Well, I guess you could unscrew it if you wanted to, but it does keep some of the dust down. And I'm going in, clamping still on that back rod like I normally do, and with a little bit of an angle down. And what I'll be doing here is rotating it, see, to the edge. I think this is the first time I've actually sharpened a whole shear. I've demonstrated it, but I think this might be the first time I've sharpened a whole shear on the Cymek Junior. So I'm going reverse direction. I have variable speeds, and I'm going at 20% of my speed. What am I set at? It would have helped to look and see what my setting is, wouldn't it? I'm set at 45. I think I'm going to bring it down to 40. Now the way this one sets is this, you loosen it up, and then there's a line here. You bring it down to the line, and I'm at 40. And I've got it tight. Not getting a burr at 40. Turn up a little bit faster. No burr yet. I really don't want to go lower than 40. little bit of burr at the tip, but not in the middle. Doing a slight rock because I don't want to have to go back and reconvex it because I created a bevel there. Alright, I'm seeing a burr pulling up here. With it being upright, you can actually see, especially against this blue, you can see a burr pulling up there. Thinking I saw it. Yes. Burr back here. Some of the tip, don't have any right there. That looks pretty good. Breaking it. And my polishing pad. Still going reverse. I go a little bit faster. And I want to take my clamp and move it up just a tad, which is pretty easy to do. I'm at 40. I loosened the little gold nut. And I'm just going to move it up about 42, 43. I'm not taking it all the way up to 45. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to clean this up, put it back together, and then we'll test it. You know how these left-handed people feel trying to put together a right-handed shear. It's got to be frustrating to them. But left-handed people are smarter. I think if you're left-handed, our Simek HD might be the easier one to use over the Simek Junior. Okay, clicking, clicking, clicking. I'm hearing it click. See, that's why I knew the other one. I didn't have the little nipple or nose or whatever you want to call sticking up where it engages into the nut that goes on top. And this uses this special UFO tool. And then I want to cut on either perm paper, or if I think I've got a burr behind, just some regular bond paper on these type of scissors, just so I've cut any burr off. So I might cut on here, because that's not going to damage the edge too much. A little bit.
Bonnie, you got somebody coming in.
Okay, just a minute. I'm about through with this video.
Hello, how are you doing? Can I help you?
I'll be there in 1 second, okay? I just got to test these.
Yes, she does. Yeah, Bonnie, you got sharpening.
Alright, I'll be there in a second. Just got to test these shears, make sure they're working. And this is the way my days have been. Got these done. They're going to go in the mail. Finish this video. So those of you who want left-handed shears, showed you both machines. And I've got to go meet with the customer up front. Bye-bye.